Bonjour, what's poppin', what's happening, how are you? My name is Shay and I am a micro influencer in the Dallas area. I have an Instagram, so you should follow me. I asked a ton of my followers over on Instagram what they wanted to know about influencers or influence project managing, which is what I do. I've been doing that for almost 4 years. It wasn't that title before, but now it is. I'm just gonna talk to you guys about what that looks like, and if you wanna be one, hopefully you get inspired by this. And yeah, also,
what is influencer?
Jaleesa's behind the camera.
Hello guys, what is influencer project management and how did you get started doing it?
If I were to define influencer project manager, basically you are the eyes, the ears, and the extra set of hands to an influencer and behind the scenes of what they do on a day-to-day basis as it relates to campaigns or the different aspects of their brand, and making sure that however they come across is authentically who they are, but in addition, they represent themselves and the brands accordingly. I started because I've always wanted to be, I'm putting quotation influencer because it used to not be that title. I just wanted to be the black girl that got to share her story, and I followed a bunch of influencers when I was a lot younger, and I thought, like, how cool is it that they're just like me in a certain way? However, at the time, there was nobody exactly like me because I'm African and I speak different languages and I grew up in Africa, though I was born in the US. There was a whole bunch of things tied into who I was that I didn't see represented, and it took me a long time to have a leap of faith to decide that I wanted to do it. But I met Jalisa at a meet and greet. I had no intention when I went to this meet and greet to ask her, like, hey, can I shadow you? Do you need help? Like, I didn't do any of that, but when I was there, something just took over, and I asked her and I said, hey, can I shadow you for just one day and not be the creep in the corner? And she was like, of course, absolutely. So that's what happened. We've been inseparable since, and I just wanted to learn the behind the scenes, and I've fallen in love with what it takes to see a piece of art on social and all the project management side of things, and just making sure that, like, her brand and future influencers that I work with, but like their brands are a representation of not just themselves, but the brands that they partner with.
What exactly is your role to a T? What do you do day to day?
Y'all, this changes every day, every week, every month. It changes as the brands grow. It changes as capacity grows. It changes as I learn more, I feel like. And since Jaleesa's here helping me with this video, then she can like speak to that. Typically, I read over briefs and know what's going on. I follow the brands, see what they're doing. I speak to her brand and say, like, hey, yes, this is what they're asking of you, but like, this is who you are, and so here's how we can like tweak things and change things so that you're proud of your work, because I think that's truly important. Like, your audience should love your work just as much as you love your work, and the brand should love your work, but like, you don't want to change your page to be who they are. They need to just like blend.
You're also missing to add, you are the connecting piece between all 15 of the people on my team.
Oh, right. Over the last 4 years, Jaleesa's team has grown tremendously. I feel like it used to just be me, Marka, and Jalisa, and Anna. It used to be the four of us. Anna, though virtual at the time, it was really me, Jalisa, and Marka, like staring at each other every week over and over and over again. And slowly, because my role has grown, I communicate with her entire team. What that means is, depending on the day, hey, do we have links ready? What is her audience asking for? Hey, we have these errands to run in order for the business to keep moving as efficiently as possible. Hey, we're about to go live with a YouTube video. Are there edits? Do we need to change stuff? We know her audience loves X, Y, and Z about her. They're going to ask for these links. Hey, this brand said X, Y, and Z. That does not align with the brief. That does not align with who we are. That does not align with the contract that we signed. Hey, you have 14,000 DMs. What are we doing about that? Hey, you have makeup scheduled. So like, let's talk about makeup and how you want to look consistently, because pro tip for content creators, you don't always want your makeup to look so dramatic, because if you're batch shooting, you're gonna post those on different days. Your audience will pick up on the fact that you have blue eyeshadow for 16 days straight. That's like not gonna work. And you wanna come across as relatable. Now, if you're a beauty creator, like, pop off. If you're a lifestyle, obviously, you don't wear blue eyeshadow daily.
The agency?
The agency.
We need 15 concepts written by Friday. We need insights.
When I talk to the agency, which is literally all day, every day, and we love our agency team, and I'm sure they're sick of all the memes that I send, but listen, you know, you gotta make light of some situations. They want insights, they want concepts, they want to know what exactly we're shooting that day so that they can let brands know. We are very honest with them and saying, hey, this is how much we were able to produce this week. This is what we can't produce. What should we produce next week? There's my godchild over. I communicate consistently with at least 15 people
on a daily basis.
On a daily basis, in addition to, that's right, people that are a part of her audience that come in my DMs asking me questions about her life. Also, because we are a family unit, like she also has a life outside of social, which means her household needs to be run, which means her personal life is going on. There's just so many different factors that come into play. And so, yeah, I'm just an answered prayer in the background.
Not to mention when you also leave, pretty much. Also, when you leave here, you have other influencers that you.
Right. My title is going to stay the same. I'm so excited, but I signed on another influencer and what I do for them is a tad bit different, but my title is going to stay the same because based on my title and based on how I want to define my career, I want it to be flexible and I want it to change and flow based on the needs of whoever I'm working with. I also have to check in with other influencers that I speak to regularly and connect with them. And so, yeah, my world is always moving.
The other day we were writing down actual task lists of what everybody on the team has to do. So yeah. I told Shay she should like read because she missed a lot of the stuff that she does. Just go down the list.
I'm a liaison between management and Jaleesa consistently. I'm a liaison between Jaleesa and future projects. You'll find out about them later. I ensure that all briefs are reviewed prior to shooting. So yes, I read the briefs prior to shooting, but I also read them in the middle of shooting because I'm like, you can't hold this way. You can't have this way. Harper can't be screaming. Cooper can't look like he hates his life. Corey, in fact, has to be entertained. Like all the weird things that they have. And I know that sounds crazy coming out of my mouth, but it's literally written in there. I brainstorm with Jaleesa like concepts. I know what props that we have to get regularly to shoot. She has like a wine campaign, for example. A charcuterie board probably needs to be in there because it's boring if you just have a glass of wine poured. So sets look appropriate, look aesthetically pleasing, look enjoyable and true to who she is and her brand. I assist her in reviewing and responding through DMs, and that's just her saying, hey, all these people are asking for Harper's bows. All these people want to know where my Skims dress is from. So I go on the back end of what is like to know it or reward style and assist with linking. Thank God I have somebody else on the team that helps me with that on a weekly basis because I can't do that alone. If I can't do it, then I definitely let her know. I assist her with posting and sharing links, and so if I need to create a graphic or if our other team member needs to create a graphic, I let her know. Campaigns, if stories need to be created and Jaleesa is shooting in real time, then I'm behind my phone getting like boomerangs, getting videos, getting as much content as we can in the moment because we are all about efficiency. So that also means that I am consistently capturing as much content as I can because we don't want to reshoot. It costs a lot of money to do a lot of the things that we do. So we have no time to reshoot. We just don't have extra hours in the day. I also help with pulling looks, whether it's organic or campaign. Yes, ma'am. You guys know Jaleesa's a fashionista and can pull a look together in literally 30 seconds.
But I'm also a mom.
So if Harper's screaming her head off and I'm like, hey, I know we're working with Amazon, one of their colors is like an orange, then I can quickly pull a look and just say, hey, will you just wear this? Do you approve? And she comes in, adds her accessories, or is like, I would never wear that in a million years, which we haven't run into in a long time because obviously her closet's catered to her. Over the last 4 years, if you've been following Jaleesa or myself, then you know that her life has like done somersaults very quickly. Where she went from just being like, oh, I'm a fashion influencer and like lifestyle and hashtag I love Jesus. Now it's like, I'm a full-blown mom, I'm a wife, I'm baddie, I'm boss. All those things have happened to her. And so, you know, making sure that we do all that is important. Then I'm a liaison between everybody else on the team, the multiple photographers, the videographers, the makeup, hair, all that, which I think I said. Something that I recently added to the list that I didn't realize is if she's not already on a platform that a brand wants us to be on in efforts to promote her stuff or sign up and like all those things, I have to create those accounts. I have to make sure that we know as a team how to use them because when it's launch time, we have that going on. Let's see, if Jaleesa is recording a video, I don't remember the last time I wasn't behind the camera for a video she recorded, unless it's like skincare or get unready with like something she's doing in her bathroom. She's like hanging out on her own, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot, and I've realized quickly like that's what I love about my job is that every single day is not the same. I tested out the corporate life for like 2.6 seconds in marketing. I wouldn't say I'm a nosy person, but when it comes to the work that I'm doing and the work that I'm putting out, I'm super nosy. Harper has a hold of the camera. She's my videographer, so if I'm shifting, that's why. I realize that I like to do a lot of different things and know every aspect about my job and what I do and what role that I play.
What type of experience do you need to be an influencer project manager or even to just work with influencers in general to help their businesses?
First and foremost, I don't necessarily think like you have to be a creator to have experience, but I do think you do have to be following quite a bit of creators or your favorite influencers, bloggers. I do think you should be following people that are heavily on social and that are on various platforms. I think that's truly important. You should have some sort of creativity and like to be creative, and know that there's not a set structure on a daily for a creator. You have to be organized. I feel like you have to pay a lot of attention to detail. You have to have a serving heart and overserve. So if you're somebody that's like, I don't want to be an assistant, that's not my role, I don't want to be behind the scenes, like if you want to be seen and all that, this ain't the role for you. Because there's a lot of hard behind the scene work that goes into it that a lot of people don't know about. And so you have to want to serve and understand you're not just serving your future client, you're serving an audience. That's what you're called to do. Your work ethic has to be on another level. You have to be extremely honest and know how to show grace to your clients and your team members. But I also think that it's absolutely okay to be honest with your client and say, hey, that wasn't your best work. Hey, you can absolutely do better than that. And one of my clients told me, so basically, you are the individual that runs the other person's life. And the answer is yes, absolutely. Be confident, be bold, be creative, show yourself grace.
What would you say is the hardest part about your job?
I don't want to say trolls, because I used to think it would be trolls, because you get protective over your clients and the work that you guys put out. So I used to think it was trolls and what they say, and now I just don't care. Wow. The hardest thing about my job, and this is for me personally, I have a serving heart and I have a loving heart, and so ensuring that everybody on our team consistently is in a good place, performing at the rate that they need to perform at. I know my work ethic and I know how hard I work and the things that I push for. You have to understand that everybody's not you. And so I think the hardest part is balancing the fact that everybody's different. Everybody communicates differently, and so managing the different roles and titles and people probably is the hardest part.
What softwares do you use to stay organized?
Everybody on our team has to have an Apple product. No, I'm just kidding. We do have a Google Calendar that we share. We text a lot.
We have 75 group chats.
We text a lot, we over communicate. There's notes that are shared consistently. There's email threads that are shared consistently. There's a Google Drive that is our influencing Bible at this point. I am probably gonna switch over for Shay's mental brain as the brand grows and all of my different clients are growing and all the different things. Asana is something that I love to use just to visualize everything. I write things down. I have a planner. I'll link that below. I also bought Expo markers for my mirror because I just need to see things. So those are things that I use and love. Texting is great, and the Notes app is perfection.
Oh, someone said, how do you manage your content and Jaleesa's? Really, I think they meant all of your clients.
I over communicate with them. I make it a point to be friends with my clients, and not the friends where you're there's blurred lines, just the friends that I know exactly what's going on in your life. So if you haven't texted me back in 3 days, I probably know it's because 14,000 things are going on. But I understand what it is that they want. I understand what it is that I need in the content that I produce. My clients and myself, we all have different things going on, all have different platforms that we use, all are very different individuals.
I also want to add that all of her clients also know that she has a serving heart, so a lot of us hold her accountable to doing her stuff as well, because she is the type of person that puts more into who she's serving and who she's giving back to than our own self. So a lot of us often check her goodbye, you're done, go do your own stuff, or what can I help you with on your stuff? Hence why I'm behind this camera.
Yes. My immediate tribe and my clients know, y'all should know this at this point, but I'm a believer and I know that God's called me to serve. And I know that sounds crazy because a lot of people are called to serve, but God's called me to serve beyond. I know that that's my calling. That's what I do. I love well and I love hard. And so if you tell me that this is your vision, we're gonna get it done. Don't care how you're feeling. We're gonna get it done. I don't show myself the same amount of grace that I show my clients. I ensure to keep women around me and people around me and my family around me that supports my dreams and goals and pushes me and holds me accountable. So if I haven't posted in a couple days, one of them is gonna be so you think I didn't see you over here doing this, but not on your page, and this and this. Monday through Friday, hands down, are for my clients. And that's fine, but last night was Friday night, and last night I think for 4 hours after I responded to emails and DMs and was happily just knocking things out. Today's Saturday, I'm shooting for y'all. I don't think there's an answer on how you do it, you just do it and you just get it done. And if you're tired, it's okay to take a break, but if not, nobody cares. That sucks to say out loud that nobody cares, but if your heart's broken, if you're sad, if you don't feel good, your audience cares for 3 minutes in the social media world, and then after that they're so where's that haul you said you were gonna give us? Where's that video? You gotta show up. Obviously rest, do what you need to do, but like.
But I also think that that's where batch shooting comes in, because you don't always have to be on if you just over create on a certain day.
On batch shooting, I had never known about batch shooting until I met Jaleesa. I didn't know what it was, and I literally thought she was insane when she'd be like, we're gonna go shoot 10 looks today, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like mind blown about it. We both batch shoot, and it just helps us run lives. Like I have probably 30 pictures sitting, hanging out. I just now have to write captions and release them. And in the midst of life, when things really happen, if things have to slow down, if whatever happens, like I know that I have content in an archive that I'm ready to put out. That's still in real time because I took it within the last week or two, but I don't have to stress about like, oh my gosh, who's gonna take my picture today? Batch shooting for me and all my clients is a game changer. Everybody doesn't necessarily do it that way. So if you're a content creator that loves to take in real time pictures, that's fine, but I'm letting you know as you grow, you will fall apart quickly because you just don't have the capacity to do that, especially if you want to be on multiple platforms and different things. Full transparency, just communicate with your people and find people in your tribe that will hold you accountable to do what you said you're gonna do for yourself, but also what you're gonna do for others. I don't truly know how I balance it, I just do.
Period. You do design and editing work, or do you delegate that?
That's delegated. I'm not a good editor at all. Now, if I really need to put a reel together, absolutely, it just takes me way longer, so outsourcing is a blessing. I will learn how to edit one day. I keep telling myself I will, but in the meantime, I'm gonna pay somebody else to do it. We know very talented editors that literally I could send a 20-minute video to and say, hey, it needs to be posted in 30 minutes, can you figure it out? And within 10 minutes, we get it back. That's their gift, not mine. If you are not a Photoshopper, Canva's your best friend. I'm a beast in Canva, that's it. But again, there are other people that are talented to do it, so why stress myself out when they can just do it? Like you guys, there's so many different people that you can outsource to, and you think that it costs way more money than it actually does, but for your stress, your sanity, and your peace,
It's worth it.
just pay somebody else. Like,
How did you get your first client? I basically do this for my friends for free, but they get results.
charge them.
Period. Your friends should pay you.
That's just start there. If they're getting results at this point, they need to run you your check. I also believe in trades-off. So if you are servicing your friend and taking their pictures and responding to emails and helping with DMs, whatever it is that you're doing, if you don't feel like it's reciprocated at some point, you need to pull up and write a cute little email and say, hey sis, I'm officially gonna start invoicing you because I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Or if you have a passion and a drive that you want to explore, then say, hey, I know that every single Saturday I'm here helping you with whatever. On Sundays, can it be my turn? Jaleesa and I started off that way. I was like, I know nothing about this space, so I can come help you, but like one day a week, can you do this? Every week I have meetings with her. We have a set time, but now I just text her because life happens. But if you are talented and skilled and you're helping your friends out consistently and you're seeing results and they're getting a check for the work that you're putting in, charge them.
What does a typical day or week look like?
That's a joke. That's a joke. On weeks, it varies on the month and the season. So over here, we're just always working. Monday through Friday are pretty much hands-on, typically, unless one of us is like, I really can't today. And then we like blink twice and Jaleesa's like, all right, we're on the couch. But that's for her. And some other of my clients are just like, I can't this week. I don't have it in me. And that's honest and real. And I'm like, okay, we'll try again next week. So Monday through Friday, I'm pretty much hands-on. Thursday and Friday are admin days for me, which means I can work on my stuff and also work on their stuff from home.
During the holiday.
Every day during the holiday is hands-on. I've called the holidays Influencer Super Bowl for 4 years now. It is insanity, and it's only insanity because delivery time is a lot faster. So right now, typically a brand can say, hey, we'd love to work with you, and you have roughly a month to submit stuff back and get approval and post. During the holidays, it's Monday morning. They're like, by Wednesday, this needs to go live. And the only issue with that, good and bad, is that we typically have to go through another agency. So it's not like, oh, I'm reaching out to Dove directly. No, I'm reaching out to so-and-so, so-and-so's reaching out to Dove. So since there's, well, correction, I'm reaching out to Jaleesa, then Jaleesa says whatever. Or I'm reaching out to X, Y, and Z clients and they say whatever. Then we're reaching out to their management team, then their management team says whatever. Then we're reaching out to the agency that the brand has partnered with, and then the brand has to approve. But yes, there's only 48 hours because la 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 la. That's how that works.
So there are a lot of people who are like, ooh, I want to do what Shay does. Ooh, Shay made that roll up for herself, and it looks cool. It looks fun. It looks so great. What's something that you would want people to know about this role that you think that they probably do not know?
I work hard. I love what I do. I probably work as hard as I do because it's not just about the money. And so if you quote unquote think you see my life and you think it's because there's a dollar sign attached to it, know that there always wasn't. And I loved what I did then just as much as I do today. And so to be in this role, you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to hold your team and your clients accountable. To be in this role, you have to love people, and a lot of them at the same time. To be in this role, you have to stay true to who you are and the authenticity of what you bring, and know that regardless of your title, you are worthy. To be in this role, you have to understand what flexibility looks like every day. Every single day. I know it sounds crazy, but it's really hard in our space and in our work to consistently be on, and I don't think people realize that because we obviously hop on camera and you guys see us say, hey, what's up? Happy Monday. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I remind you to put your deodorant on. Little fun, crazy things. In the midst of me popping on and trying to connect with you all, I know that there's 14,000 other things going on that I still have to be present on. You have to remember to be present. You have to remember the power in your energy and in your voice and your work ethic. And so, what is the word? As excited, as flattered as I am that so many of you all reach out and say you want to do what I do.
You have no idea. I'm saying that for her.
You have no earthly idea what it takes to know that you are more than just an assistant, you are more than just an influencer project manager. You are a bridge to a lot more than just those roles. And you are a bridge to an audience of people and women and men and children that have no idea who you are. And you have to be okay with that. Nobody other than my clients and maybe the teams, and even they will never know what goes on in my brain daily to ensure that they're successful and to ensure that they're happy. And there is nothing wrong with serving. There is nothing wrong with being an assistant. If that's what you want to do, there's nothing wrong with those things. And I know sometimes, especially for those of you that may fall into this role, trolls will hit you up and say like, well, you're just this and you're just following that person around. You're called to different. So just believe in that. People have no idea what it takes to be in this role, and I'm happy to
mention
continue to
people's
share.
businesses would crumble if it weren't for you. I'm people.
I know my worth, I know my value, I know my care. And so for future influencers who will hire a team of individuals that will have your back, you cannot pay somebody to care for you. So you have to see it in the way that they work, and you have to see it in the way that they show up for you, regardless of the dollar amount. I know that as I continue to grow, I will make more. I'm aware of these things, and I'm so grateful. But even if I didn't, the peace that I get from doing what I'm called to do is way better.
Period.
So,
I'm preaching.
Yeah. The last question I do want to answer is, somebody asked me in a DM, which one do I prefer? Both of them with 2 Fs. Okay? Both of them. They serve the same purpose. I get to do the same thing. You guys have to remember that because I'm an influencer, I'm still also my own influencer project manager. Both. I love both just as much, just as equally. People can follow me on IG. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Tell your friends to tell their friends to subscribe and hit the red button. We're figuring out TikTok, but I'll be there soon. And that's it for right now. Let me know down below if you have any other questions, and all those questions will be in a future video. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. Bisous, bye.